Hi, I'm Arkush for ChicagoSunTimes.com, and in the aftermath of the Chicago Bears' 27-14 upset defeat at the hands of the Miami Dolphins, a lot of the questions around town have been, what's the bigger concern, problems on the field or problems in the locker room? I would report that I think the problems in the locker room are badly overblown. This is not a team that is about to come apart at the seams. There is not a lot of infighting. There aren't a lot of problems between individual players. There's not often players calling each other out. It was a bad loss. Players were emotional afterwards. A lot of players will often put that emotion on in some respects to convince you that they're that upset about the loss. What we have to watch is what happens after the little locker room outburst that we heard on Sunday. Does Marc Trestman have control of this football team? It appears he does, but it may be slipping a little bit as the team starts to slip into mediocrity. There's no question that the biggest voicers, the leaders on this football team, create some controversy on their own. Should Brandon Marshall be one of the voices of this football team? Where is Jay Cutler? Decides not to show up on his radio show the day after the loss. None of the media hears from him until midweek. Here's a guy who should be up front talking about what's going wrong with his football team. Defensively, the defense came out better in the first half. Jeremiah Ratliff had the first quarter of his life, and yet the pressure slowly disappeared as the defense was forced to stay on the football field more and more, with the offense failing to convert, failing to put together long drives. Is there a defense versus offense rift on this football team? Certainly not. That case isn't something to worry about. The bottom line is that neither side is playing well. What actually went wrong in the football game? It wasn't just Jay Cutler's one interception. It wasn't the fumble lost late when he was stripped and sacked from behind. The protection just isn't good enough on a consistent basis. The offensive line plays well as a unit. Some of the individuals, particularly Kyle Long, having very good seasons, but at the end of the day, they're not giving the consistent protection to Jay Cutler that he had most of the 2013 season. Matt Forte is one of the best running backs in the NFL, but when he only gets the ball to run 2 times in the first half of a game, you know something is wrong. And what we're beginning to see now with this offense is, as good as Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey may be as a pair of starting wide receivers in the National Football League, they're getting nothing at the number 3, number 4 positions. Josh Morgan, Santonio Holmes, they just haven't become consistent threats, and you need more than 2 receivers to run an offense. Defensively, linebackers, it's a question mark right now. When you have to go without Lance Briggs, without John Bostic, when you're plugging players into different positions, you get a patchwork situation where the defense can make plays but not be consistent. At the end of the day, Chicago Bears now 3-4. The season can be saved. It's an easier slate the second half, but are they good enough to get it done? We find out with a pretty tough assignment this coming Sunday. The best home team in the National Football League over the last decade, the New England Patriots. They've only lost in Foxborough 3 times in the last 7 seasons. Can the Bears go into Foxborough this Sunday and pull off the upset? It hasn't been done often in recent years. The Bears are going to have to if they want to turn this football season around. There's still plenty of firepower on offense. There is some star power on defense, but the Bears have reached the pivotal moment of the 2014 season. If ever there was a must-win, it is this Sunday against the New England Patriots. For the ChicagoSunTimes.com, I'm Arkush, and for the best sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, stay right here.